Hello and welcome to this tutorial of the necklace wall hanging. To begin with, once you've opened your pack, we're going to need to get the wooden dowel out. You either need to sellotape it onto a table or place it somewhere secure. You will need to tie 2 lark head knots either side of the wooden dowel around 2.5 centimeters away from the edge. Now, with this, the outside cord needs to be around 120 centimeters long. The right hand cord will be a little bit longer so we can stretch it across. You will now need to measure out 40 centimeters for the middle part of that cord, swinging to the right. That will be your Holden knot and will hold a lot of the lark head knots going forward. Now, once you get to the 40 centimeters part, fold it in half and turn it into a lark head. Attach it to the end around 2.5 centimeters away from the end of the dowel on the right hand side. Now we take the second 3-meter cord, we're going to fold it in half, and at the top we're going to attach it to the center part of the dowel, slap bang in the middle there. Perfect. Once you've tightened it, make sure that the hanging center cord is behind the Holden cord, which is in the center. There we go, moving it to the back right there. Ensure that the center cords are behind the Holden knot. There we go. We're now going to turn it into a double hitch knot. As we tie it, make sure that the Holden knot is hoisted up slightly. This will create a bend in the Holden cord, thus creating the lovely necklace shape that we desire. Once you've tied the second half of the double half hitch knot, you will see that there is a slight bend in it now and the shape is beginning to take place. We're now going to do exactly the same on the other side. Make sure that the Holden cord is on top when tying this knot. When you tie both of the double half hitch knots, ensure that they're around 9 centimeters down the Holden line. So that's 9 centimeters, 9.5 centimeters away from the top of the dowels. Remember, in macrame, if something doesn't look right, you can always untie and retie until you're perfectly happy with it. Adjust both double half hitch knots so they look equal when you stand back. It's now time to grab the 120 centimeter cords. There should be 32 of those. You will need to tie them onto the Holden cord. There will be 9 on the outer sections and 14 tied to the center section. As you place the last couple of knots onto each section, make sure that they're not too close together. You will need around 2 millimeters between each of the knots. If they're too tight, it will make the next part of this wall hanging a little bit trickier. Remember, you can always go back and readjust the lark head knots on the dowel. Keep a count throughout on how many you have on each section. Again, there's 9 on the outside sections and 14 on the middle section. Once you've tied all the lark head knots onto the Holden cord, we are going to evenly distribute them so there is around 2 millimeters between each one, giving you plenty of space. Remember, the outer lark head knots on the dowels can be readjusted if you feel they have too much or not enough space. We are now going to do a double half hitch knot using the outside cord on the left hand side. That is going to be the running cord and hold all of the double half hitch knots. There's your first half, now going into the second half, and you're going to continue all the way down until you reach the 33rd cord. So as you go down and come to the end of the first third, you will come across a cord left over from the double half hitch that we tied right at the start to create that necklace shape. Now you can either miss it out in this double half hitch formation as you run down, or you can incorporate it into the border that you're currently creating. It is completely up to you. If you incorporate it, it will create a slightly tighter shape. As you get closer to the middle, you will need to do the last left-hand side half hitch knot on the 7th lark head knot in the middle section. Once you reach the middle, we're going to stop right there and make our way over to the right-hand side. We're going to use the right outer cord from the lark head knot as your running cord for the double half hitch border running down towards the center from the right-hand side. As we work our way down and approach the center, you will need to stop and tie a double half hitch knot in either of the directions to tie together the two halves. Once you've connected the two halves, you're pretty much finished. All you have to do now is just trim it at the bottom. There'll be a few strands that are a little longer than others. Cut them off, and you can also adjust the shape into a more tightly cut V shape if you wish. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, you have made your macrame wall hanging in a necklace shape. Congratulations. Now one more thing that you can do if you wish is press iron this to make it a little bit tight and a little bit neater, but this is completely down to your preference. I want to thank you for joining me today on this tutorial. Please don't forget to visit our website, have a look at other macrame kits that we do, like and leave us a review.